Adam Silver is furious. And for the first time ever, the NBA commissioner might be losing his cool. Here's why. Caitlin Clark just rejected a $100 million offer to play overseas. Let that sink in for a second. $100 million. That's not a typo. That's more than most NBA players make in their entire careers. And Clark, the biggest star in women's basketball, turned it down. But here's the kicker, European leagues and startup ventures have been circling Clark like sharks. Project B, a new overseas league backed by tech money, has been offering WNBA stars contracts starting at $2 million annually. That's more than 10 times what Clark makes in the WNBA. And Clark? She reportedly told them no. Her own teammate Sophie Cunningham tried to recruit her. Cunningham has decided to join Project B herself, a league that will take players to Europe and Asia starting in November 2026. She said she tried to get Clark to come with her. Clark's response? No. Just like that. But here's what's really got the WNBA in panic mode. Adam Silver is allegedly involved. Reports suggest Silver stepped in behind the scenes to influence decisions about Clark's treatment. And now, with Clark rejecting a life-changing payday overseas, Silver is reportedly furious, not at Clark, but at the league that's about to lose its biggest star. So what's really going on here? Why would Clark turn down $100 million? And why is Adam Silver so angry? Let's break it all down. First, let's talk about what Clark was actually offered. Project B is a new overseas basketball league that's expected to launch in November 2026. It's being backed by serious money. Former Facebook executive Grady Burnett and Skype co-founder Jeff Prentice are behind it. Several WNBA All-Stars have already signed up, including Jewel Lloyd and Jonquil Jones. And the salaries? They start at $2 million. That's just the starting point. For Clark, the offer was reportedly much, much bigger. Some sources say Clark's offer would have quadrupled her Indiana Fever base salary. And keep in mind, in 2025, Clark's WNBA salary was just $78,066. That's criminal when you consider she brought in over $16 million from sponsorships that same year. The math is simple. Project B was offering Clark life-changing money. We're talking about $100 million over multiple seasons. That's the kind of money that sets up generations. But Clark said no. Her teammate Sophie Cunningham revealed on her podcast that she tried to recruit Clark to the league. I tried to get her to play, Cunningham said. She was like, no, just one word. One rejection. Now, Clark has twice turned down the chance to join Unrivaled, the domestic startup league founded by WNBA stars. But this is different. Project B is a global opportunity. It's a chance to play in Europe, expand your brand internationally, and get paid like the superstar you are. So why would Clark say no? Let's be honest, there's no single reason. But here's what we think is going on. Reason 1, the WNBA is home. Clark has already proven she can make money, lots of it, without leaving the WNBA. In 2025, she made over $16 million in off-court endorsements alone. She has deals with Gatorade, State Farm, Wilson, Xfinity, and Hy-Vee. Add in her massive Nike deal worth $28 million over 8 years, and Clark is doing just fine. She doesn't need the $100 million. Reason 2, legacy matters. Clark is already the face of the WNBA. She's bringing in millions of new viewers. She's selling out arenas. She's making women's basketball relevant in a way it hasn't been in decades. If she walks away, even for a giant payday, she risks being seen as someone who abandoned the league that made her famous. Reason 3, the CBA changed everything. Here's the thing that everyone is missing. The WNBA just signed a new collective bargaining agreement that dramatically increases player salaries. Under the new EPIC provision, Clark is now eligible to earn up to $528,846 in 2026, a 521% increase. And she's about to get even more. The Fever have already exercised her fourth-year option, which will pay her $597,596 in 2027. But Clark's earning potential is just getting started. Under the new CBA, players on rookie contracts who make all WNBA teams can sign max extensions in their fourth year. Clark is a first-team All-WNBA selection. She's about to get a max deal that could make her the highest-paid player in league history. In other words, the WNBA is finally paying its stars what they're worth. And Clark is front of the line. Reason 4, it's about control. Clark has been very deliberate about her career choices. She's turned down Unrivaled twice. She's turned down Project B. She's not just chasing money, she's building a legacy. And that legacy, right now, is in the WNBA. Now let's talk about Adam Silver. We reported earlier that the NBA commissioner called an emergency meeting over Clark's future. That was about her rejecting the WNBA. Now, with her rejecting a $100 million overseas offer, the situation has escalated. Reports suggest Silver is furious, and not just about Clark leaving. Sources say Silver stepped in behind the scenes to influence a decision to suspend Alyssa Thomas after she punched Clark in the throat. The report states that WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert initially believed a suspension was too steep, but Silver reportedly told Engelbert she had to act. Silver has since spoken publicly about Clark. He called her an incredible player and also an incredible person. He said she's become a bit of a political football and that it's incredibly unfair to her. He's essentially saying the league has failed her. And now, with Clark rejecting overseas millions, Silver is reportedly even more livid. Why? Because it means the WNBA is at a crossroads. If Clark stays, which she has, the league has one last chance to get it right. If the WNBA screws up again, Clark could decide that $100 million is worth leaving for. And that would be the end of the WNBA as we know it. So what does all of this mean for the WNBA? The league is desperate. Clark is the reason the WNBA is relevant. She brought in millions of new fans. She sold out arenas. She made sponsors pay attention. Without her, the league's ratings drop, ticket sales plummet, and the momentum disappears. The league knows this. That's why they scrambled to negotiate a new CBA that pays players more. That's why they're begging Clark to stay. Clark has all the power. She's turned down Unrivaled. She's turned down Project B. She could turn down the WNBA too, and go wherever she wants. Europe is calling. Asia is calling. And the offers will only get bigger. Clark's decision to stay in the WNBA isn't about money. It's about respect. It's about legacy. And right now, the WNBA needs to prove they respect her. The panic is real. Sources say the league is in full damage control mode. Executives are scrambling to keep Clark happy. They're throwing money at her. They're throwing opportunities at her. They're desperate to make sure she doesn't walk away. But here's the thing, Clark has already walked away once, when she rejected their invitation earlier this year. Now, she's walking away from $100 million overseas. That kind of loyalty is rare. And the WNBA should be grateful. And that's the story of how Caitlin Clark rejected $100 million and sent Adam Silver and the WNBA. Clark turned down the biggest payday in women's basketball history. She said no to Europe. She said no to Asia. She said no to the startup leagues. And she's sticking with the WNBA. But for how long? Adam Silver is furious. The WNBA is scrambling. And Caitlin Clark? She's holding all the cards. Now we want to hear from you. Should Caitlin Clark have taken the $100 million overseas deal? Or is she right to stay in the WNBA? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a basketball fan who needs to know what's really going on. This is your channel name, signing off. Peace, love, and women's basketball forever. Basketball.